What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Stellar. Stellar is a beast, and this ties into something I've spoken about previously. Stellar is insanely well positioned to work with banks, and I want to talk about that in particular. There's also been some big news coming out of the UK regarding crypto. Very, very exciting in terms of what is to come for adoption within the UK. And overall, what does that mean for the markets? It means more money in the markets, which means growth. I'll talk about that too. Before I do though, if you are new to the channel, you're probably going, James, why the hell should I listen to you? And fair question. So, these are the first 26 coins that I actually spoke about in the channel, and the first 26 coins I held when I made the channel. Had you put in $100 into each of those coins when I release videos about them, and you've done everything wrong, every possible thing wrong as an investor, you hadn't sold them, you just sat on them and ignored them, you would still have a profit of nearly $9 grand. A profit, doing everything wrong. But if you'd done the right thing, and the right thing is selling when you get the chance. If you'd done that last year when the markets were flying high, you would have made a total profit of 123k. That is the difference between doing the right thing and the wrong thing. The difference is about 114 grand. Massive. I sold these last year. These are not my holdings anymore. If you want to see the coins that I own, go read copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my portfolio. I share every coin I own. I share every coin I buy. I share every coin I sell. And we have thousands of members, and we have tons of step-by-step tutorials for anyone that's new to the space, because a lot of the members have never invested in anything. So there's literally no barrier to entry because the tutorials are there. And guys, all I do every day is deep dive into these markets, research, figure out which coins are going to do massive gains. Phantom was a Udemy course I did in 2020. I've only ever made one. I said it would 100x. I said it would be the best investment of the year. It did a 677x. So if you'd put in $2 grand, you'd have been a millionaire. When I find the next Phantom, and I will go onto the site and tell the members. I won't do a Udemy course. So if you want to hear about the next 100x coin and get in on it early doors, you're going to want to go read that site. Link is in the description, guys. So Stellar. Stellar's currently priced at 11 cents. It hit highs of sort of 65, 66 previous year. Now, well, previous year, about 65. And in 2018, 66. So Stellar. Stellar is a peer-to-peer decentralized network. It was created by the Stellar Development Foundation, or stellar.org. The whole premise is the basis of the network is its native digital currency, XLM, acts as an intermediate currency for operations and is used to pay for transaction fees. Now Stellar has, because of their platform, they can do cross-border payments without having huge fees and slow transactions. They have effectively created one of the most complete and prepared platforms and DLTs for banking. It's massive. Now, Stellar has a really good foothold in Africa at the moment. There's working with a number of governments within Africa, working with a number of big companies within Africa. And it's starting to get more of a reputation across the space. Not that it's struggling, obviously. It's a massive coin. It's got a market cap of like 2.9 billion. But what they've been doing over the past few years has been really positive for Stellar. They've got an open network, which is for storing money and moving money around. And fundamentally, the biggest thing that people need to be aware of is the ISO 200 and then 2022. So this ISO 20022 is the new standard for communication for all financial institutions worldwide. Every bank has to do this. Europe will transition to this towards the end of this year. The US is implementing it next year. Cryptos that update their blockchains to comply with the ISO standard will likely appreciate in price if they are chosen for payments by banks. And we have to take a look and see who's doing it. And so far, you've got to understand, right? There are a few that are compliant. You've got XDC that's compliant. You've got IOTA that's compliant. You've got Algorand that's compliant. I believe Hedera and Quant are also now compliant. But look which two are members of the ISO standards body. Ripple and Stellar Lumen. Who do you think is the best positioned of all of these cryptos to end up having the underlying tech for a bank? It's either Ripple or Stellar. Yeah, maybe one of these gets it as well. But these two are members of the standards body, so they influence it all as well. And what do you think they're going to do? They're going to use their influence to make sure that they're the underlying infrastructure for any bank. Of course they're going to. You leverage your influence. That's what they're doing. That's what they're going to do. As a result, XRP or Stellar, but Stellar in particular, because I'm talking about that today, are probably going to be the ones that go flying in terms of being utilized by banks. And if they're utilized by banks, and if I think Ripple is set up for, and XRP is set up for America, I think Stellar's got a hell of a shot at Europe. If Stellar lands the EU, I'm well off on this $1. It's going to be more like $2, $3, $4, $5. So the hopes for and the optimism for anyone that's in Stellar has got to be massive because they're already so well positioned. But people keep forgetting this, and because it's such a non-piece of news, all banks are changing how they do things. It's a massive piece of news when you understand that these new techs are going to support it, and these new techs are going to benefit from huge price appreciation. Guys, here's a question. Do any of you actually like the idea of a CBDC? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you are a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel. We were at 80% of the returning viewers had never subscribed. Got that down to 75. I want that down to 0, but let's be realistic. Get it down to 70 first. So if you're a returning viewer, just hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing, and it's a nice thing to do. Now, I, by the way, hate the idea of a CBDC. It's going to be more easy to manipulate the money supply. I think it's a problem for us all. However, from an investment perspective, knowing which ones are likely to get a CBDC is a huge benefit. And Stellar and XRP are the two most well-positioned. And when I say $1, I think it does $1 based on just how strong the network is and how well they've been developing it. But you add in a CBDC that they're running, and we're not looking at $1 anymore. We might be looking at 5. Absolutely crazy. But very, very well positioned. And this kind of news, guys, is worth being aware of. This information is vital. Even if you want to screenshot that or go onto the website, understand these two are so well positioned because there is money there. Yeah, and that's it from me, guys. What do you think? What do you think about Stellar? If Stellar, give me two scenarios, right? What does Stellar get if it doesn't land the infrastructure for a bank? What does Stellar hit if it does? Give me the 2 price points. I'd be curious to see what everyone says. Like the video, and again, if you're a returning viewer, hit the subscribe button. Just do that. You know what you get for it? Good karma. It's a nice thing. So hit it. And guys, if you want to see the coins that I own right now, go read copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my entire portfolio. I share every coin I own. I share every coin I buy. I share every coin I sell. We have tutorials in the website for anyone that's never invested in anything. And we've got thousands of members. A lot have never invested in anything, and they use these tutorials to make sure that they know how to trade or how to buy. There is no barrier to entry. And fundamentally, guys, if you want to make these gains, then you want to read that site. I spend every waking hour diving into this market. My top pick of the year was Phantom. You can see what that did. And as I've said before, I'm not going to do a Udemy course again. I'm going to go on the site and tell the members. So if you want to if you want to get in on 100x coin nice and early and make even bigger gains, you're going to want to read that site. Link is in the description. And last piece of news, guys. UK Parliament has voted to recognise crypto as a regulated financial instrument. This is actually very positive news for the UK and for the overall crypto space. We've obviously got a new Prime Minister, Mr. Rishi Sunak. His aim is to make Britain a crypto hub and world leader in digital asset innovation. Now, I'm always hesitant about what they actually will fulfill, because most of it's just talk. But the fact that they voted to acknowledge that crypto is a legitimate financial instrument is a good thing, because that means that in the UK we should get some clarity on the situation with crypto. It will also mean that with that clarity comes a lot more money entering the space from the UK alone. And as we see this same thing happen in America, and as we see it happen in Europe, we're going to see more money being prepared to enter the markets now that there's clarity on what's valuable, what's not, or what's a commodity and what's not. So things are looking good in that regard. And that was a nice bit of positive news for the overall space. Again, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you happy? Do you care? If you're a UK citizen, let me know if you care. And that's it from me. Take it easy. Bye-bye.